It's Zenith Blouse Collab reveal day. So if you're interested in a Maison Fauve pattern that so mad Cara and I have been making together, stick around. Hi there, I'm Christine the Gemini Stitcher and welcome to my YouTube channel. This vlog is going to be all about a Maison Fauve blouse and dress pattern, which is the Zenith blouse. There's an image of the Zenith blouse and I'm actually wearing one of mine for you. This is the short cap sleeve version done in a cotton linen fabric, and that is really good for pressing these pleat details, the sunburst detail that is on the front of this blouse. Now this was my toile version. I also made one with a little bit more detailing, but more about that later. First of all, I've recorded various stages of me making my toile version, so sit back and watch me making this blouse. So I'm going to go through my plans and do a kind of sew along of my Zenith blouse or blouses. Depends how I get on, if I can manage to get both of them done. The reason I'm saying blouses is because I want to do a toile version, a wearable toile of the Zenith. Hopefully pictures of the Zenith will have been popping up so you know what I'm talking about, and also the details of the sizing, etc. on the blouse. Once we get into it, I will also have my body measurements up there throughout the video so that you can relate to what I'm talking about and the sizing as I go along. Now, this isn't going to be a sew along where you watch me sewing all day long, but I will bob back at certain points and tell you where I'm up to. So I'm going to go off now, get it cut out, and get cracking. So I've got the pattern cut out, and I thought I'd run through the pieces because there aren't many of them, which is great. So you have two back pieces, cut as two separate pieces, not on the fold. One front piece, these slits that I've cut in are where all the darts go, and I'll explain why I've done that in a bit. So we have one front on the fold, two sleeves. Now I cut this as the short version. There's an elbow length or long sleeve option as well, but for this one I'm using the short sleeve version. You need a piece of bias for the neckline cut on an angle, and you get a pattern piece for that, which is great. And then this piece is for the binding for the sleeves because I'm doing the short sleeve version. For the others you don't have to put a binding on, but the short sleeve has a binding. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5 pieces. Now I hope you can see why I've cut those little slits. So I've cut down one side of where the dart is, and then you can see with this first one I've folded the rest of it back to the other dart line, and that's so that I can use my erasable washable pen and mark the darts in on the fabric so that they're going to be easier to sew. So I'm going to take my time and mark this dart all the way down. Making sure that we can see it. all the way to the point and do the same with the other side. So I'm going to do that with the other two darts on this side, and then I've got to replicate it on the other side of the front, and then I'll show you what the finished result looks like. And here we are. I've marked my darts in my washable pen, and the same on that side, all marked in. Now the pen that I use is a Keiko Ace pen. It washes out but marks really well. I got these, I think, in a pack of 10 from Amazon, and they're not expensive and they work. So I've marked them all in, and now I've got to sew these darts. They're sewn on the outside so that they're visible. So make sure you're sewing the right side of your fabric. And the tip on Maison Fauve is when you get near to the end where it's very narrow, reduce your stitch length. So I'm going to start at 2.5 and then reduce it to 1.5 when I get near the tip. Okay, I've done all my darts and I've pressed them. Really pleased with how they look. And I've still got the ink on, but I can wash that off at the end when the garment's finished. Or I could do it now, but then I'd have to wait for it to dry before I could carry on. So we're going to finish the whole garment and then I will show you that it washes off. Now, before you carry on, they provide you with a template piece so that you can check that your neckline matches where it's meant to be. I've already checked mine and I'm happy with it. So there we go, there's my neckline piece and I've checked it with the template. So we can now move on to the next stage. If yours doesn't work out, then you need to adjust the pleats until it fits that size. The next thing that we need to do is sew the centre back seams together and leave a gap at the top. There's a little notch to tell you where, so that you can put your little button opening on the back. Sew the shoulder seams front and back and the side seams front and back. So I'll get that done and then bob back. Here we have it. Help if I had it the right way up, wouldn't it? So I've sewn the centre back and left the gap at the top for getting it over my noggin. Shoulder seams, side seams sewn and finished. And I've been using my rainbow overlocking threads for a cute finish on the inside. The next thing we're going to do is bind the neck. Now a top tip, if you've never made this blouse before you overlock your shoulder and side seams, give it a quick try on and check you're happy with the size. It might be that you want to take the seams in at the sides a little bit, maybe pull it up a little bit at the shoulder, and that can all be done before you overlock and finish it. I'm happy with mine. As predicted, it is too long, but I'm going to do it the full length and then you can see and tell you how much I'm going to take off, because I'm just going to take it off the bottom and it's going to be a good few inches. So we're going to do the neck binding. They provide you with the template to cut your bias strip. So I need to fold that in half and then fold each side in on it, press it all, and then it's going to get attached. And then it's going to get attached to the neck so that there's 1 centimetre protruding at either side of my opening so that we can use it for finishing. So I'll do all that and as if by magic, it'll be done, and I'll see you in a minute. We're getting there. I've moved the binding all the way around the neck and stitched in the ditch to catch it on the inside. There's just one little bit there that's not caught, but I'm not going to get myself hung up about that. I'll do some hand stitching to secure that little bit down. But I've made one silly mistake. Rushing ahead. There's my back opening. The bindings are beautiful, but I've forgotten to put the loop in to put round the button. So, no biggie. This is a wearable toile, so I'm going to hand stitch one onto the inside in ribbon, and nobody will know. But it should have been stitched into that little seam on the end there, and I forgot, and I've sewn it all up, so I'm not opening it all up again now. What are we doing next? Well, we're nearly there actually, guys. We've just got the sleeves and the hem to do. I'm not going to do the hem. I'll put the sleeves in, and then I'm going to give you a little twirl, and you can see the length as the standard length for this top when you're a 5-foot midget. And hopefully it will help you if you need to adjust your side length as well. I'm not too hung up on doing it straight from the bottom. I've tried it on, and the width is fine. So I think even with my posh lace version, I'm not going to alter the pattern midway. I'll just take it off the end. But at least I will know when I'm making it what length it needs to be. So we'll get the sleeves in and then have a try on. Can't wait. Hello, I've not finished, but I've done something really silly, and I just thought, let's share the fun. This is the top of my blouse, and this is the sleeve upside down. Bit of unpicking to do now, I think. Never mind. Okay, so we're nearly done. Looking good. Done the sleeves, done the binding, and hand stitched the binding in. Done the neckband, sleeves are in, and I'm just going to whiz back now, and then you can see the length. As you can see, this is coming down past my hips, and it's not the length that I want. So I'm going to pin it up now. Ideally, so I would say that's the sort of length I want. I want to wear this top with a pair of shorts I'm going to make in the same colour. So that's the length that I'm going to make it, which means I'm cutting all that fabric off. So I'm back. So I'm going to go and hem it now, and then I will give you a proper twirl of my toile. So there we go. First Zenith top finished. The hardest part was, as I'd predicted, doing the pleats or tucks in the top, but the technique I used did work. The other thing that I did before I sewed them was I sewed one half of that side and then checked where it finished, made a little mark on that side to make sure that they're both finished at exactly the same point, and the same with all the others. But yeah, great summer top. going to wear it with some pink shorts when I get round to making them for my jollies. And I love it. So what do you think? Not as difficult as you would think, is it? And honestly, doing these pleat details, just take your time with it. Use the paper fold back method and it will work. It will. And then once you've done that, it's a straightforward, simple blouse. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, I was doing this as a collab with the lovely Cara from So Mad. I reached out to her and she kindly agreed to do it as a collab with me because she was planning on making the Zenith blouse as well. So we caught up with each other on a video call and I recorded it to see. Now, we're going to go to it now. Please be kind to me because of the time delay. Our voices might be a little bit out of sync and there wasn't anything I could do about it. Either one of us was out of sync or the other. But we had a really interesting chat and I thought we'd better share it with you all. So sit back, watch me and Cara. It's the first time we've met virtually. Well, I tell a lie, we met at a virtual social that Sequin Girly Sam runs, but this is the first time we've talked to each other on a one-to-one. So sit back and see what me and Cara thought of each other's Zenith blouses. Talk about the Zenith. So what did you think? What did you think of it? Because you'd not done it before, had you?
No, I haven't. I absolutely. I think it's a shame. I think the packet doesn't do it justice on this particular pattern because I think the pleats are really lost on the. I love the packaging and everything, you know that, but I love it. And every time I've seen it on someone, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to make that. And I just was, absolutely delighted that it came my way and I was able to do it. I am a fellow Maison Fauve addict like you, Christine, for sure. So
I keep trying to transform people. I did a vlog the other week, I think it was last week on it, and I've got about 10 people all saying, oh my goodness, I need to try those patterns.
Like with this blouse, it looks really I think it looks quite complex actually. How does your brain get around making the pleats and everything? But I genuinely think with the Maison Fauve patterns, that's the beauty of it, is that you suddenly are making something that is so designer-esque, but it's simply done. And I follow all of their sew-alongs on YouTube. So I absolutely loved it. Genuinely loved it. What about you? Because you've made it before, haven't you?
Yes, I made the dress version of it, which is sadly too small for me now. Hey ho, that's life when you get older. When the pattern first came out, actually.
Okay, cool.
And then, like you do, forgot about it. And it was
What did you make it out of first time round?
A viscose twill. So it was a winter dress. Nice. It was very nice. And if I found it, I'd have brought it to show you because honestly, it is. It's beautiful as a dress as well. But the beauty of that pattern is they're very, very different, aren't they? Because the pleats are completely different on the blouse than they are on the dress. They're the other way up. They're like a mirror image.
Yeah, definitely. It's so clever. I loved making it. I don't know if we're going to talk about fabric yet, but I chose to make it out of quite a lightweight. Pretty sure what it's like. It's like a cheesecloth fabric. It's like bumpy. So even when I iron it, the bumps come back, which I really like. Because it irons well. Because I think for this pattern, you need something that will hold a crease in order to help you with the pleats. So that's what I went for because I've become a recent convert to a cream or white top, which is not something I've ever really done before. I don't know if it's because I've been grey for probably 2 or 3 years now, but and sort of blonde and a little bit pink and all those things. But I think a white top, well, for everybody actually, a white top is really useful. So that's what I decided to make it with. It's actually quite. I got this from Rainbow Fabrics at the Stitch Festival. So that's what I decided to make it with. I was curious about your comment because obviously you'd made it before, and you said, "Oh, should we time it?" And I wasn't sure if it was going to be a speedy make or not. But you're not wrong. It's
It's
actually
not
not a complex make at all.
at
No.
all. No, no. I felt guilty because I knew I'd already made it. When you said, "Oh," I thought, no, we'll just leave it because it's a while since I've made it, and maybe I'm thinking incorrectly. But I'd seen somebody doing it and thought, oh, that's a good thing to do something a
Yeah.
little bit different. Maybe next time, eh?
Well, yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, I do like a speedy make. I am a speedy sewer, so it's a win-win situation, really. I think. But no, I genuinely loved making it, and I think you could even make it quicker if you decided to put your bias binding. If you did a shop bought bias binding, you could put that to the inside to finish the neckline, and mine's sandwiched over the top, which I think is on the pattern. But you could easily put that to the inside, and therefore not have to make your own bias binding, although there's only the neckline, so it's a tiny amount. But yeah, probably the longest bit is marking up the pleats, or getting them right.
Yeah, but if you do it the Andrea way, you're not going to go wrong, are you?
What do you mean? Did you cut your pattern piece? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I did the
yeah.
same.
And then pressed each pleat as I went along, and you've just got to
Yeah,
take your time with it. It's not time consuming, but it would be if you got it wrong, wouldn't it? It's one of those.
yeah,
Take a little bit
yeah.
more time to save yourself a lot of time.
Yeah, so in case people are, because obviously this will appear on our videos, which is lovely, but the Andrew way of doing it is to cut your pattern piece and then fold the pleat away and
That's
then
right.
draw your pleat in. Is that what you meant? Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
So you've done yours in cream. I've not brought scraps of my fabric. I've just brought the garments. So shall we show
Oh,
our blouses?
yes, absolutely. I was going to put mine on, but I'm happily, I will show.
You want to put it on?
Let's show. Yeah, I can put it on if you like. But
Well, we'll
might
show
have
them
to.
first, and then maybe we'll go and get changed, and I'll cut
Well,
them.
yeah, we'll do. Yeah, we'll do a reveal as you say, and then we'll
So I've done
check.
two.
Oh, I say, I
This
love
is
it.
this is my linen one. It's I think I
Mm.
got this from Legend Textiles actually. This linen.
Mm.
I wasn't sure on the size, so I've just done it straight as the pattern.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah. So what size did you make?
40,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I mean, it's that long since I've been in the shops and bought patterns, but I'm guessing I'm about a UK size 12.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, lovely. Oh, it's beautiful. What a lovely colour.
You can just see the pleats.
Oh, you've gone for is that a sort of cap sleeve, is it? That's
That's the
lovely.
small cap sleeve on this one, yeah, because I'm going to make a pair of shorts for my holes to go with it and have it as a little co-ord set.
Yeah, I was enjoying listening to I watched your video recently on the Maison Fauve collection with all your lovely fabrics and yeah. Did you say you're going on another cruise?
In June. So we're doing the Med
Excellent.
cruise from
Yeah,
Barcelona in June. So yeah, that'll be nice.
oh, beautiful. Your Zenith will go down a storm at the captain's table, I'm sure. So,
They don't.
so here we go.
Right, go on.
Here is mine. So this is my one. I think I'm probably cutting out all the light now. So I've gone for yeah. And what I've done, I went
Beautiful
for
in cream. Ah, you've done a
I've done something different. So I went for the 3/4 length sleeve,
right.
um, which is quite a simple sleeve. But when I put it on, I'll be honest, I thought it looked a bit boring. It's just the best. I mean, I love the neckline and all that sort of stuff. But when I put it on, I thought, oh, it's very officey. I don't work it. I do work in an office environment. I'm a practice manager for a dentist, so it's very work attire. But I actually wanted to. I just put it very. I actually unpicked the hem on the sleeve, and then just inserted some elastic in it, just to bring it in a little bit, and that just gives it a bit more. I don't know, je ne sais quoi, I suppose. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
I'm really
Yeah, I like that
really pleased
idea.
with that.
I do like
Yeah,
that idea.
I think having seen your cap sleeve, I think actually, I think if I've made, I'm going to make it again. I'll probably do the cap sleeve. I think because it's more delicate. Because I think the whole look is very delicate, and I think that was what was wrong with the sleeve. Boring's probably not the right word, but it wasn't delicate enough for me. But also because I've made it in it's not a drapey fabric as such. Well, it is a
Yeah.
little bit of drape, but it was sort of
It's got structure
stable.
to it, hasn't it? So the
Yeah.
sleeve will
So
stick out. No, that really works.
yeah, I absolutely adore this sunbeam on here. I just think it's magical. I haven't
Yeah.
had a chance. I haven't had a chance to put it on with my Pilar jacket yet. But that's
Oh
obviously got
yes, that will look
the
brilliant.
the lovely pleats there. So that's what I'll do. So
So mine was a
yeah.
practice one, Cara. My real one's
Okay.
here.
Oh, you've done it. You've gone for it.
So I've done it in the lace, and I've cut the lace out at the bottom
Oh, I adore that.
and the bottom of that. I've
Yeah.
done the pattern upside down so I could have the shells at the bottom.
You know what, when I made my
Then I put a
Bellini,
little
yeah, oh, that's beautiful, Christine. Oh my goodness.
and I've put buttons at the back.
Oh, it's stunning. Oh, well
So
done,
I've used a
you.
bit of the matching voile fabric that I bought, and
Yes.
I'd bought the matching buttons, so I thought, oh, I'm going to put those on the back.
Oh, that is absolutely dreamy.
So it's
Oh, well
definitely a
done.
Maison Fauve top, isn't it?
Isn't it? I love what you've done to the neckline there as well with the scallops. That is just
Yeah, I am
sensational.
pleased with it.
Yeah, it
Can
should
you
be.
tell?
It's beautiful. Yes. Oh, I use the same fabric, but in the ecru for the Bellini
I haven't
blouse.
done the binding,
Um,
but I've done it
yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
on
Look
the
at that.
inside.
Yeah, lovely.
So I just cut those out in a straight,
Yeah.
sewed it round, and then bound it on the inside.
Oh, that's
So it
sensational. Oh,
looks really good, but it was really simple to do.
yeah. So, what did you do? Did you just you put the like a neckline and a neck band in, and then obviously covered the gubbins with the binding.
Well,
Is that
that's
what you
just
mean?
a straight piece of fabric.
Yeah.
So I just cut out one width of the shell pattern,
Yeah.
so the size of the binding, and then sewed it round and turned it under on the inside.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Then finished it off with the binding. Because
Yeah.
with it being lace, if I
Beautiful.
overlocked it, it would just it might not have shown through. But I thought, no, I'll use the binding because it's there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And the
Oh, it's
3/4
sensational.
sleeves. Well, the elbow length.
I love what you've done with the shells because I used the fabric the other way up
Ah,
and cut when I made the Bellini a couple of weeks ago. That's what I wore to the Stitch
oh, you
festival,
did the same
and
thing.
I did the same thing, but the scallop. But I'd uh because when I did my test, I've got it here somewhere. I can't see it. I cut out just like you did, cut out the shells and thought, oh, that's beautiful. But then when I made it, the shells were upwards and not downwards. So I had the bottom of the shell as
Oh,
opposed to the top. It looks just as pretty. Well, it looks very pretty, but yours is sensational. If I made mine again, I'd do the shells the other
do
way
them
up
the other way up.
to make the most of that because that's what I had in my mind that I'd end up with the
Yeah,
very top pretty top. But
yeah,
obviously, I'd put the shells that way, which you live and learn, don't you? But what you've done is absolutely sensational. I love the idea of that. I'm actually making a couple more Bellini blouses now, and I would really like to put the neckline you've done there onto one of the Bellinis, but I'm probably going to leave it a little bit more simple, I think. But
yeah. It limits by doing that. It limits how I can wear it, really. But I thought, well,
Oh, okay.
a lace top is a dress top anyway. I'm not going to wear that every day, so
Yeah. Oh, but I think that would look lovely with jeans too, though.
go
I
big
think
or
that did.
go home.
Yeah, no, I do think it'd look very pretty with jeans, though. I think
Yes,
it'd be
it will.
lovely.
It will in the summer,
Mm.
won't it?
Oh, I love that. Oh, well, I've thoroughly enjoyed seeing your Zenith. Yeah, very inspired, very inspired by your pink one in particular. But I think the cap sleeve also, isn't that lovely that we've both done quite different things, and be able to show off quite a few different changes there. I think, which is a lovely thing to do. That's great fun. Oh, I love it.
It's a bit irritating round here, but that's just because don't normally wear high necks. But yeah,
Oh, it's sensational.
and that colour really suits you.
Oh, thank you. So it's isn't that amazing how different the patterns look based on the fabric?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
almost,
because obviously mine's a thicker
yeah,
fabric, so it feels. But yeah,
Yeah.
but you can
Oh,
see the pleats in both of them though.
yes. Oh, that colour is so brilliant on you,
Oh,
Christine.
thanks. Again, it's not a colour I would normally wear. And when
Yeah.
the lace arrived, I thought it was going to be more pink, and it's actually quite peachy in colour. And I thought,
Mhm.
oh, is it going to be me this now? Well, it'll have to be. It's come a long way.
Beautiful. I absolutely adore it. So on that, is that the length sleeves I've done as well, do you think? Have you made
Yes, it's
yours?
at the elbow.
Yeah, so I think mine would have been just above my elbow,
Yeah,
but obviously I've put
really, I think I could perhaps do with cutting another line of the shells off and make it. But when you're not got a hem on it, I can just shorten it.
yes.
It's there, isn't it? And perhaps
Yeah.
I might do it a bit shorter. As the weather gets warmer, they'll just get shorter and shorter the sleeves.
Don't think you can stick them back on though. That might be a bit tricky. I really love what you've done with the binding because obviously you can see mine's a sheer fabric, so you can see my binding here. But you because you've like faced yours with the neckline, I think that really works very well. It's very pretty. So
Bit Victorian looking, isn't it?
like sort of, I suppose, but I love it. I absolutely love it. That is just grand. Yeah, it's and I've got it on with jeans actually. If I step back a bit, I don't know if you can see. Um, so it's actually another because haven't worn it at all because I was waiting to speak to you. But I actually quite like it with the jeans.
Yeah.
It's not it's not too. When I said it because I think it's quite work attire, and I think it could be definitely. But actually, now that I've got it on with jeans, I think it is pretty cute. What did you do with the length of yours? I shortened mine lots.
I've shortened it lots. Yes. Yeah. I did the pink one, the length that it was on the
Yeah,
pattern, just because it was a toile to see what the length was like. And it was, oh, past my thighs in length.
yeah, yeah. Me
So
too.
I cut
Mm.
that down to the length I wanted and measured, I think, about 5 inches. So I
Yeah.
knew when I was doing the lace one how much I needed to take it up by.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do find a lot of the Maison Fauve tops are actually quite long. I end up so mine was the same, about mid thigh. Yeah, easily the same. But I've still got quite a deep hem on this one. But I just like it to come sort of mid pelvis, I suppose, is my sort of preferred length for a top. But yeah, no, I'm super pleased with it. Yes, it looks
Yeah, I mean, the
yours.
thing I like about Maison Fauve is I normally have to do a narrow shoulder adjustment on patterns, but I don't on theirs.
Mhm. Oh, that's a good
Maybe,
shout. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same, I think.
yeah,
Oh, I
'cause
did
it's
French. I
all
did all French themes on mine, so
I have
so,
to. We're good girls.
I didn't do anything. You are a good girl because when I worked with that lace on the Bellini, I didn't do anything to the seams at all. I just left
Do you
them
know?
cut because it doesn't fray. It doesn't do anything. So
Yeah, but I didn't. I wasn't sure whether you'd be able to see it through, so that's why I did it on the virtual social yesterday. I thought, oh, I'm just going to take my time with it and just to do this. And
yeah.
yeah, got most of it done. So I'd already
Oh,
done these pleats, though. I wasn't doing those.
no, you've got to concentrate on these, haven't you, for sure? But no, I think it's so effective.
Yeah,
I can definitely see more of these. It's quite unusual for me because it's quite a high neckline. I don't not like it. Um, and I don't think you could change it because I think that would, obviously you'd lose a lot of the sunburst, wouldn't you? So
it might.
uh,
Yeah, it might distort the angles as well if you start. No, it probably
yeah.
wouldn't, would it? You maybe could get away with scooping it a bit at the front,
I think you could take out
maybe an
probably
inch.
an inch, I reckon, and you'd still get a good effect on there. I think I may well try that because I do like to have a bit more of my neckline on show. But I like to try new things too, so that's really good. So yeah, I could definitely see more of these in my life for
Yeah,
sure.
me too. So oh, we had such a good chat together. It was brilliant. And Kari's so inspirational and so kind about my blouses. Now, this was the other blouse that I made. And as I've already said in my chat with Cara, it was made in the Maison Fauve lace fabric. I added a little frill neckline, and the sleeve ends I didn't finish off. I just carefully cut into the shape of the lace and used the scalloped edge of the shells in the lace for the ends of the sleeves and the end. And then the only other thing I did was I cut the back, folded the back panels back by about 1.5 inches each, and then cut them in 2 halves and added a button placket along the back, because there was so much detail in the front and then the back was completely plain. So I thought, no, we're going to have buttons on the back, and I love it. So they're my Zenith blouses. I hope you found it interesting. Cara will be putting her versions up shortly with her ideas and inspiration on what she's made and what she's going to do with the Zenith blouse going forward. And when she's put that live, I will pop a link in the details. So I hope we've given you some inspiration between us to try the Zenith or indeed any Maison Fauve patterns. Let me know what you think, and I will see you soon. Take care and happy sewing. Bye.